How important is it for Jordan to really do something like that?
Well, it's first it's his personal goals. It's important for him and his family. But as you know and I know, it extends beyond that. It extends the sport where wrestling gets that opportunity to be a part of something great, the Olympic Games. Too, it's great for the country. It's our chance for for us to do our part for America and the Olympic team, and right now at that point really try to pass China. So and it's great for USA Wrestling and our program. Our goal is pretty simple. We want to be the best team in the world, and to do that we need Jordan to perform up to his ability. So I think it's important for a variety of reasons.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, sure.
Zeke, do you feel, I was talking with Tervel just about, he was talking about the opening ceremony and the Olympic experience, what's your guys' strategy, I guess, as coaches in regards to, getting these guys the Olympic experience? I mean, this is what they've worked for their whole lives, but yet making it just another tournament. Talk about the dynamics of that, of just balancing the two.
Yeah, well, first as you know, when you're building a plan, you make the plan, you look at the plan, you change the plan, you adjust it, you tweak it, and where we arrived at was a place where we wanted the guys to have the Olympic experience. That's why we came into London. They went through the opening ceremonies, press conferences, got to do a lot of fun things, went to table tennis, that kind of thing. Then it was time to get out of that circus and get in a place where it was quiet, where we could train, stay focused on the goal.
Yeah.
And it's like anything, when they were here, they didn't want to go. When they got to Belarus, they said, okay, this makes sense. Man, I had a great week of training. And then it's like anything. Now we're coming over from the Olympic Village to the UEL where we can put our team together.
Yeah.
We have 7 athletes at the Olympic Village, but we have all our Kales here, and Michael Leitner's here, and Sean Bourmet's here. And so we were separated. So now we're all together where we can really be one unit and head into the tournament this weekend. So those things are really, really important. And after London and the opening ceremonies, it's really been buckle down time.
Yeah. Is there any reality of momentum, positive or negative? Obviously, we've gotten a very poor start in Greco. Is there something you guys do as coaches to say, or are the guys not even?
No, we're kind of isolated on an island over here. We don't feel the energy of the Greco team. I think right now where we're at is we feel the energy of each other.
Yeah.
We feel our champions are here. John Smith and, like we said, KO and Kendall Cross and Jamil Kelly, and they're surrounded by champions and winners. They feel that positive energy. They have their personal coaches, their training partners here. And the work's really done. Now it's to build our energy and our team energy and getting ourselves ready to compete on the weekend. And you can feel the vibe's good.
Yeah, good.
How important is this Olympics for USA Wrestling? 09, 010 weren't great finishes. Last year, a nice jump. What's good like this year? How important is having a strong Olympics for the USA Wrestling?
Oh, it's important. It's important for a variety of reasons. One is it's important for the guys to achieve their individual goals. It's really about them more than it's about anything else. We need to be consistent as a country. Dan Gable said that, and that's stuck with me. Okay, you have a good year. Okay, that's great. But we want to be consistent winners. We want to be consistently competing for a team championship. We haven't won a team championship in 17 years, and we were right on the cusp last year. This year we're certainly capable. We know that the Russians are obviously the favorite, but they won by 23 points 2 years ago. They won by 5 last year.
Yeah.
So the gap is closed. But if you look at when countries converge on the Olympic Games, it's a monumental and pivotal time, because it's not only what you do at the Olympic Games, but it sets the next cycle up. And if you look at the graph of 20 years and how countries have performed and up and down in their medal counts and their top 8 finishes, right now you have 5 countries that are really converging on each other.
Right.
Where there's about 5 countries where their lines are coming together in top 8 finishes individually in medals. And do we keep going up? Did the Russians go down? Did the Russians pop back up? This Olympic Games will define that.
Yeah.
So we want to be consistent.
What was the difference last year? How come we were able to take 2 poor performances and get rid of those pretty fast and boom, 3rd place, 5-8 points out?
Well, in 09 we had 7 freshmen in the lineup. Guys had never been to the World Championships. 2 medals, top 7, certainly not where we want to be. But actually might be better than what most people would have expected for 7 first-time guys. 10, obviously, the body of work was good that year, but the World Championships were poor. And I think that was actually a motivating factor for the team in 11. So, I think setting ourselves up for those 3 years, coming into the Olympic Games, I think now it's just being consistent. I think the guys are ready to have that consistent performance.
Zeke, you've obviously talked about high expectations, and that's part of this kind of new plan, so to speak, that you guys have put into place. We're talking about winning world team titles. How do you manage the perspective and mindset of talking to guys like Coleman Scott and Sam Hayeswinkle about we're gonna win a world team title. We're expecting to win a world team title, and they're walking in here to their first ever world or Olympic team. How do you manage that of having those kind of expectations, but not having them just be pie in the sky type rah-rah statements, rather like, we're going to do this, we can do it, we put in the time?
Well, first off, it's American history and tradition. When you come through our program, you're prepared. And the champions that are standing around the mat today during practice symbolize that. Now, you know and I know in the previous time we had not lived up to that expectation, but there's a new plan in place. There's a new way that we're attacking the techniques of the wrestling program, the tactics of the program, and how we're competing against the world. We're doing it differently than it was done before, and we know that those differences are the right differences. And it was a little bit of a learning curve, I think, for all of us. In 9 and 10, I mean, we're all folk style guys, and we're trying to learn freestyle. Well, now we know for sure what we're teaching is accurate. In 9, it was a little bit of a guess. 10, it was a little bit of a guess. There's no guessing now. The techniques and the tactics that we're using, we know when. And that's why, if you look at the body of work in the last 12 to 18 months, the individuals, they've really been wrestling quite well.
Thanks, Zeke.